What is happening, Danny? We're back together, and I'm chatting with you after Thanksgiving. After I saw you wearing a Christmas stocking cap, whatever that thing, Santa Claus hat on your Instagram, driving around, singing in the car. You had a great weekend.
Yeah. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It was a nice Thanksgiving. I was telling you earlier. They were offering me $50K. I was gonna cash out $50K from Topstep and buy the Ferrari.
Oh, just so we're all clear, guys, we weren't offering him $50K. We were telling him to take $50K out of his account and pay himself. And Danny, I'm always the one that says, hey, park it so you have a different income stream going on. But you can also, as you've been trading well on your personal account, and we've been watching your progress here at Topstep, and I'm sure everybody who follows Danny online on social sees his progress there. Steps forward, steps back, but you've had a really great year, so you always should reward yourself. I'm just wondering if you're going to take that 50 out. That our risk management department said you should take money and put it in your pocket, because we always like to say keep it in your pocket and then buy something nice with it, aka a Ferrari. Is that kind of what we're looking at right now?
458, yep. That's what I was looking at. I mean, it's money I didn't expect, you know what I mean? So treat yourself. But here's the thing with me. I don't want to cash out till I'm above 200K on my account. I'll cash
Okay,
out.
What account? So we're all on the same page. You're above 200K on what account?
Topstep Live account.
Okay. All right, cool.
I can manage to do things the way that I am right now, and I could possibly make it happen in a month. You know?
Okay.
Things go the way they're supposed to, you know.
Well, so, I mean, you're on a hot streak, and those traders that are on a hot streak, and I'm telling from the 20-some years that I've been watching traders, when you get on a hot streak, you want to park it in your pocket. So I know you've have you taken a payout yet?
Yeah, 15K.
Okay.
You want to see my new setup? Let me show you.
Yeah. Lean over here or show it to us.
Topstep paid for this screen. Look at that.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, man. You guys, like, that's the setup right there.
I mean, that's a better setup. Oh, that's a what? That's a, what is that, a Samsung?
Yep, the 55-inch Samsung.
They got a 55-inch curve. Hold on. Yeah, I need you to, after we're done, share me on that. I have an Aspen office that we're opening up in December, which people could drop their skis off that trade at Top. And only if you trade at Topstep. If you trade anywhere else, you can't drop your skis off at our place. You drop your skis off, and you can trade a little bit, and you can go out there skiing again. So I open up that office here shortly, and I got this one right here that's coming together. And there's desks over there and all that kind of stuff. And then it's right outside. So long story short, I'm working on my office, and I need that link to your monitor there. That thing's pretty badass.
I got this. It was on sale on Black Friday. It was like $1,700 on Black Friday. They probably still have the deal because it's Cyber Monday. But I spent about $6,000. They made me take a picture at Best Buy with my receipt. They're like, hey, can we take a picture? We just want to show my boss. Look, here's the picture. They made me take it with my receipt.
Oh, there you go. You went in there and cleaned them out.
Yeah.
Well, so hold on. That was all for what? Or is that just a?
I just wanted a new setup. I mean.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, every now and then it's.
I cashed out $50K. I gave my wife some money, and then I bought a setup for myself. I didn't know what else to do with it. You know, so the next
Danny, I like watching your journey on your Instagram. I don't really ever go on social because I think it gives me like digital sickness is what I call it. But you pop up in my feed, so I just been following some of your stuff. So good stuff. Hey, welcome to the live trading world. I know you got your live account. I know you've been trading well. Last time you were on here a couple weeks ago, we talked about. Am I still going? I got my screen off. Sorry, guys.
They want me to put my camera towards me, but the thing is, I don't got room. Right. You know. Hey,
Danny, can you hear me still? I got everything that should shut off.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, guys. So I assume I'm still being heard on here. Okay, I'm all good. I just can't see you guys, which is fine. So we had you on here. You made like you had a streak where you made like 100 grand, 120, something of that nature. You made the fastest trader we've had since the history of the funding industry. Remember, guys, we started the funding industry in 2010. Fastest I've seen. Somebody reached 100 grand. Now I don't watch everybody else's funding company, blah, blah, blahs out there. But Danny made it the fastest ever I've seen here at Topstep, making 100 grand. And I think that's commendable because you have to be really in a sweet spot zone to be able to do that. You did it. You got called up to a live account. You're trading live capital. Topstep funded prop firm. That's what it's called. Topstep funded our prop firm. And those orders are going into the real market because you're a damn good trader, and we're proud of you. So now we have you on. Now we're going to talk about how trading's been going, what you've been doing. We got that 100K hat that we're putting together for you, just like this one.
Let's go.
So, mine says 5K. I'm a minnow compared to how you're trading right now. So that's the only ones we had made so far. But yeah, you had to get us to the 100K embroidery, so we call it embroidery guy. I said, here's the hat. We got to get this up for you. So
my goal right now is I was trying to do a couple swingings on the Topstep Live account, which I'm going to be going back to. So I haven't traded it yet on my live stream yet, but my goal starting tomorrow is to just trade on my live stream. No more swinging until I'm above that 200K mark. That's my goal. 200K is like my pocket, you know what I mean? Because then I got 100K wiggle room, you know, to do whatever I want. But so my goal right now is to take it small. Take it small, you know, until I'm able to grow to that point. And when I'm at that point, I'll start increasing my size, you know, and maybe you guys can extend my contract sizing to 20 cons when I'm at that point, you know, but we'll see what happens. You know, my goal right now is to take it small before I actually start getting into bigger trades, you know. That's the main goal. I don't want to cash out. I don't need the money. My goal is just to show people, look, this is what you can accomplish as well. You know, if you put your mind to it and your heart to it, you might have a couple of drawdowns. You might be down, but it's not about how you fall. It's about how you bounce back. You know, it's about how you bounce back. It is, right? Because look, my live account, I was telling Michael, I started my live account with 100K. Now I'm up over $1 million. I trade with TradeOvate. This is my own personal account. But from 100K, I went down all the way to 20K. You know what I mean? It just not even bad risk management, just going on a losing streak, you know, sizing heavy. And then being able to bring that 20K back up to over 100,000 from 100,000. Now I'm able to go to $1 million, but changing my mindset throughout the whole way. So you're going to get in drawdowns. It's not about, you know, you losing money. It's about how you handle them. So how do you come back from these? Like, you're going to let it affect your mentality and the way you trade, or you're going to say, all right, I got to put a stop to this, dude, or I'm going to have to restart all over again. You know, well, so
speaking of putting a stop to things, you keep a daily loss limit. So you stop yourself for the day, right?
Yeah. 2 trades.
Yeah. You know? And that's super important, right? I mean, why do you could open it up and guys, just so you're talking, he has a personal brokerage account that he said he had 100 that went down to 20. That's out $1 million. The Topstep can always see what we see, but we trust Danny with whatever he's saying. And that's some kick-ass trading. Do you have a daily loss limit in that personal brokerage account? Because I know a lot of traders don't. They blow out. They find out that they lose the kids' college fund, and then they come over to Topstep and they go, I want to continue learning how to trade. Oh, shit, you have a daily loss limit. Well, I didn't have one before. And we're like, well, you should have one now because it slows you down. Doesn't break a rule, just slows you down if you're not seeing it for the day. Do you have one in your personal brokerage account?
Do I have a daily loss limit like it stops me out?
Yeah.
No, I stop myself out. You know, 2 trades.
Okay.
And you can ask my team about this too. They watch me every day. You know, if I lose a trade and then I lose a second trade and I'm down 100 ticks, I just walk away. You know, later on in the day, you know, I just let my mind go. I go grab breakfast, you know, do whatever I got to do. I go on. Sometimes I even go on a drive, you know, just to get my mind away from trading. And then later on, I come back and it's like never happened to me. Like I always say, this is how I look at it. Okay, let's say I lost, you know, $5,000 today, for example, right? And I had $100,000, right? Now I only have 95,000. What I do is, okay, I'm starting with 95,000. That 5,000 never existed. You know, that's how I get myself thinking. That way I don't get that FOMO to be like, oh, I got to make it back. You know what I mean? So to me, it never existed. This is my starting balance, and this is where I'm starting today, and this is what I'm going to do today.
Okay. And so you have that, you have that, and then you have a live trading account here at Topstep that is trading at our prop firm that we brought you up on. I know you have a daily loss limit that you kept on that one as well. And we're just really interested to see, like you talked about on Topstep's live funded account, what you're looking to do at that one before you take another payout. You've already taken 50, correct? So it's like, what are you doing next? Has your strategy changed? Tell us about your mindset now as you're going from really the express funded account, which is a sim funded, which is pretty much everybody has. Very few companies have live prop trading because live prop trading really is the end goal of all end goals for traders that are kicking ass. We want, and anybody should want, that trader trading on their live prop account. I know other funding companies do have it. FTMO just bought a prop firm. I think they're doing it now, which is awesome. And I know some other funding futures ones, Trade Day or Earn to Trade. I think these guys put them on live accounts. Some of the other ones, they don't. But we do here. We've been doing it since the very beginning. Now you're on it. What changes? Anything changes? You keep jabbing away?
Yeah, stuff are changing right now. I'm figuring out the way I want to trade this account right now, and that's kind of what I've figured out this week. So at first I was like, okay, let me just use this as a swing account. Let me try a couple swings. Okay, that's not where I kind of want to be. And I figured that out yesterday. So I was like, let me just, because the where I do best is scalping. You see my Instagram videos, that's where I'm the best. You know what I mean? That's where I fit. I can't be changing on my strategy just because it's money I didn't expect to have. You know what I mean? And now I'm trying to full port all the way to $1 million, because that's the way I'm going to blow it. So my mindset now changed. I said, okay, now I got to treat this like it's my real account. You know what I mean? Focus on this account, do your scalping, and then walk away and treat it like your main account. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm still a human. I was struggling with that initially. Like when I first got the account, I was like, let's just freaking run this up, and now today my mindset's more of, okay, dude, I gotta just, treat it like it's my live account. This is not, even though it's money I didn't expect to have, I still gotta treat it like it's my live account, my personal account, and I gotta just scalp it, man. Even though I'm scalping 5, 10 contracts, that's completely okay. I'm not gonna start at 15 like my bigger accounts. I gotta just take it easy, you know what I mean? And get, because it's hard when you trade your own personal account and then you trade your prop firm account. Sometimes it can get in the way because, on one account, you're trading more contracts than the other account. And sometimes, even though you could say you're desensitized to the money, sometimes it messes with our head. You know what I mean? Like trading 20 cons on one account and seeing me make $10,000. And then on this account, I'm only making $2,000. Sometimes that can, mess with your mind a bit. So you just got to steer away from the profits and stop looking at that aspect of it and just focus on just the account, right? You make 2,000, that's 2,000 you never had. And you got to focus on the next day. It's going to compound in the next coming days,
100%. And I think when we caught you on that really good hot streak, and guys, traders get hot streaks and they get cold streaks. So anybody's like, oh, he makes $1 million, but he struggles at a 100K account. Welcome to the world of trading. There's going to be times where you catch hot streaks. There's going to be times where you go cold. It's what happens when you go cold is what you do, because you can get yourself back in that confidence zone again. Now, Danny, did you get into the overconfident zone? Like I've done that before in a trader where I was just crushing it. Day after day after day, I was doing well, and I'm exceeding my own expectations. So I get a little looser. I get a little bit more not carefree, but a little like I got this shit. And then you get slapped, and then you get slapped again, then you get slapped again. And then I going back to trading 101 is like, what got me there? I need to go back to. Where's your head at psychologically right now when you're kind of adjusting to a new account, maybe taking a few hits and finding out your sweet spot again, because you had a kick-ass, one of the best hot streaks I've seen in a while. And then there again, that transition to be cold, to go back to hot, to go back to warm. You're always kind of staying there, but in general, you're always trying to read the markets and understand your emotions along the way, which is the toughest part about trading, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you do go cold sometimes. You do have those cold streaks, but it's all about jumping back into, the right mindset. Because a lot of people, they have like panic attacks in the market when they go on cold streaks. They start to, and I think you've seen this too and experienced it. People start to change up their strategy. Yep. People start to change up the way they trade. And I think sometimes it's not even an issue with our trading. We're just overthinking it. Like, have you ever played golf? You know what I mean? You have
100%.
You have a good golf swing, and then you overthink it, and then you just suck. You know what I mean? It's just like that. You know what I mean? When you overthink things, you overcomplicate it, and it just it's not good for your mentality. But it's not because your strategy sucks. It's not because you don't know how to trade. It's just simply you're overthinking it. You're overusing your brain. You know, so like every day you just gotta treat the market like you treat it on your winning days. You know, I have a rule for me, and I can show you. I have, because I record on my trades. My first trade today, because I scalp every morning, 10 minutes after market open. I wait 10 minutes because it's too volatile in the morning.
Yep. You let the market digest the open. Yep.
15 cons. Is it okay if I share my screen?
Yeah, for sure. And you just talked about golf. I'm going to throw it out there. There's a book I got told to get. It's called Zen Golf. Zen Golf. It's a short, easy read. Change the word golf to trading, and it's a perfect book to read to get your to go what Danny said about where you got it. You know, you hit a great round. Next day, you completely blow it up. You're trading or you're golfing the worst you ever have. Golf is a big piece of it. Zen Golf. When you read the book, change the word golf to trading. 15 years ago, somebody told me to read that book. I'm like, damn, that's a pretty good book. So it's a quick read.
Yeah. So look, this is kind of like what I go through, mental, right? So first trade, you know, I'm already, because I took a swing last night that didn't work out for me, you know, last night. And I was like, this morning, I was like, dude, I just got to sleep on it. Just let it go. You know, the morning's going to be a new day, you know, but you got to not have, because usually, a lot of times when you take a bad swing at night and then you go in the morning, you kind of carry those feelings, like an ego thing. You know what I mean? You carry those feelings into the next day. So last night I lost about $6,000. I'm being honest, because I took a good swing at first and I was up, and then I don't know. I thought the reentry was there. I took the bad swing, over leveraged a little bit, you know, lost. So then I was like, okay, I got to let that go and just focus on what's going to happen this morning and act like that never happened and just sleep on it. Right.
Are you going to play out the trade right now? Is this going to be a press play? We can see it.
Yeah.
I love it when you do this, because you talk it out and then you bring us you warp us to the next time you talk it out, and you do all that kind of stuff. So guys, being open and honest about your trades is what we're here to do as traders, because it's how we're learning, and it's how we help others learn. It's always how we keep our mindset in a really good spot. So, all right, talk to us about your short. What time is it last night?
This was not the short. This was short this morning. It was my first trade I took this morning. You know, right before the news came out and then pumped the market, right? So I took this trade about 6:45 around that time. Ended up taking the short, but as you can see, you know, and that short was going all right. I traded 15 contracts, full position, but eventually that short, oh my gosh, man, I'm at 50 ticks, and I'm like, okay, 50 ticks is my stop loss, you know, so 15 cons with 50 ticks. I kind of stopped myself out a little earlier too. I ended up losing about 3,000 on this trade, but I want to show you something right here. So this flipped completely on me, like right away, you know, and I was like, damn it, dude. So my psychology at this point is like, dude, yesterday, now this morning, you know, that was my my psychology right here. I was going through it mentally this morning, you know. I was yeah. I didn't call out the trade last night. I did it myself, so. You know, but, you know, I had to exit at this point. 50 ticks hit, and then I just got 50 ticks, boom. I just took the loss. It is what it is. Yep. 3,300 on the first trade. But look at how much time it took me before I took my next trade, right? I just waited, literally. Usually a lot of traders, what they do is they'll trade back to back. They'll get in right away, you know. But I waited. I waited a couple minutes. I waited till after the news passed. I waited about, you know, I think it was like 10, 15 minutes for me to enter another trade, you know, because I wanted a good setup. I didn't want to take a trade where I'm going to get stopped out and then boom, it's over. You know, I have to finish my day, and just massive, you know, this massive 12K loss, just 6K yesterday and then 6K today, you know? Yep. So,
hey, I like how you're open and honest about that. And those that say, hey, how do you have a 6K down day? Guys, when you become a funded trader at Topstep and you build up your account, you can have your daily loss limit completely removed. You can have it smaller or larger or whatever. That is how we're working with you as a funded trader. You're proving yourself in the trading combine that you can manage the risk within the parameters that TopStep has set, because that shows you if you can't trade small, if you can't trade within these levels, I don't think you can really trade big, and that's kind of the history we've seen. So now that you build up your account as a funded trader, you get the opportunity to open that up. Your downside can be open. Your lot size can be increased. It's a conversation that you have with our risk management team. Danny's had that conversation before too.
Of course, 100%. And we've talked about even shortening it up, you know, because I wanted it high at first, and I was like, okay, dude, I'm overstepping boundaries here. I need to stay here, you know. And Mick you guys got a great team. Mick is great, you know. I told you, you know, he's like, no, let's keep it here. Yep. Wait till you build, and then we can talk about it. So that, you know, and I really appreciate that a lot, you know, because even as good traders, as good as we can be, sometimes we let our thoughts beat us, you know.
Yep, and that's one of the big things at TopStep is we're trying to help traders keep themselves in that same mental mindset. Now, Danny, I'm saying this because really quickly, I was not $1 million a year trader. I was a mid six-figure a year trader consistently in like my mid-20s, from the age of 25 all the way to 30 was really my sweet spot of trading. And every time I'd push myself the following year out of the gate, say I had ended up the year at 300 or 450 or something like that for the prior year, I'd come out of the gate and be like, in the early days, I'm going to push this a little harder. And I found out that I wasn't that type of trader. I could be really confident and trade really well in a mid six-figure a year trader. I didn't get there right away. It took me many years to get there. I had to break even a year. I had to make 75 grand the next year. I had to make 125. And then I started in the 200s and the 300s and 400s was what I could pull out. And that's still, I don't know, what is that? 1,000 a week is 50 grand. I don't know, 5,000 a week is 225, 6,000, whatever. So I knew I could pull that out of the markets. But then when you try to push yourself further, and that's going to come to my question, when you try to push yourself further, and you're not quite ready for that yet, call it an athlete in sporting, you're not quite ready there mentally or whatever, but you got yourself in a good mental spot in what you're doing right now. Is that what you're doing, is keeping yourself, pulling yourself back into that, firming up that foundation to get yourself to the next level, or do you want to stay at that level? You get it?
You know, you have to find out where you want to be, you know? So for example, every account size is traded differently. You know, you can't trade every account like it's the same. I see people grab prop firms and they trade it because you can, you know, prop firms allow you to trade whatever you want on the evals, and you can trade heavy if you want, but you got to understand, hey, do I have the money to afford another eval if I'm trading 15 cons, try to pass it in 2 days, right, and then blow it? Do I have the money to come back, or do I have to take it easy, right, and lightly? Because the way that I see it is if I lose 50 ticks and I lose 40 trades, then I blow my account, right? It's over, you know. People don't see it that way. They see it, you know, I got to pass and I got to get funded and I got to get a cash out. And that's all they see, you know. But me personally, with every account size there is, there's always certain ways to trade it. So that's kind of what I'm figuring out right now. Like I'm not on my streak yet on my Topstep account, but I will be soon, right? Because I'm still figuring out,
yep,
do I want to trade heavy? Do I want to trade small? What should I keep my stop loss tighter? Should I trade heavy with a tighter stop loss? Because I don't have anything more than 50 ticks. 50 ticks is just my point. You know what I mean? So I figured out, you know, I'm going to be sticking with 5 contracts, 50 tick stop loss, 100 tick win. That's $2,500 profit day. And that's about $1,000 loss. That's cool. You know what I mean? Y'all need I need to lose like 80 trades to blow the account. You know what I mean? And
right.
I don't go on 80-day win streaks at all. You know, we're going to have wins on the week. So should be that is probably my hot spot right now until we get up to, you know, 200, you know. But back to what I was showing you on this trade, I waited a little bit until, you know,
yeah, let's go back to that.
But ended up taking the longs. See, I doubled my size. So I went with 15 first. The market pulled back. You see this, we had demand here that we created. I was trading a 15-second chart on my trading view because I had my charts pulled up on my trading view. And yeah, this ended up coming up and ended up selling that supply, 90-minute supply zone, and then sold realized gain of 10,800. You know.
So okay, so you came back. You stayed patient after a loser. You came back, patient, and you got yourself into a new position with a 50 tick stop and all that kind of same stuff. Same strategy, or how much of this did you twist? Did you adjust?
Let me pull up my trading view. That way I can show you, you know, where my mind was at here. So this was it right here. Okay, you can see my trading view screen, right?
And guys, just so you know, Danny, we have his Instagram link at the very top. I will ask him a question because he has 164,000 followers. And is that pressure? I'm going to eventually ask you, Danny, is that pressure for you to keep going bigger and bigger after you just talked about finding your sweet spot right now and then getting yourself to kind of eventually to level up? And Anne-Marie Band, I'm glad you're here because you just said, you know, amen to that. That's kind of how I always would, once you find your swim lane, you kind of find this little sweet spot where you know you can go take that out of the market. Danny, I can only assume you got more pressure when you got that many followers and when you've got a hot streak. So let's go back to, but that's going to be a question I'm going to ask. I already got it in my notes. We'll take us back to what you're thinking on this trade. Okay, so check this out. I ended up taking the short. So I use I don't know if you ever used the volume profile, but yeah, indicators that I use a lot. So my analysis here was, let me change the color of this very quickly. And guys, volume profile is what John Hoagland always talks about on here. Danny's using it. Why do you like volume profile really quickly, and quickly explain it? This shows me kind of where the point of the key area of interest is and what areas I should be paying attention to and trading in. You know what I mean? And it shows me what areas I need to stay out of, and it allows me to be more patient. That's why I use it. You know, it just shows me the overall volume of kind of where I want to be trading. So and just so everybody knows, we talk about that in the morning out of the gate. We talk about volume nodes, high volume nodes, areas that a lot of the trade happened because those are interesting areas because there's a lot of people buying and selling, buying and selling. You got to have a buyer for every seller. So clearly there was a level there that was very interesting to a lot of folks. And it stayed in that area. AK, the market was balanced today out of the gate. And we're talking about, hey, a lot of volumes traded at this level. So Danny has similar volume kind of mindset. And you can see it on the chart, and that's a darker blue. Are we seeing right there? A darker black. Yeah, I'll make it, yeah, guys, and I have that up on my screen. If you want to switch to my screen just really quickly, James, you can see I have it as well. So Danny has it. Did not know Danny has that. We're talking about strategy right now. He shares that. Here's what I have. You can see it on the right. Maybe I can do it a little bit, something like that. But you can see it right here on the right. And Danny, let's switch back to Danny. I watch it too. John Hoagland talks about it. Deanna talks about it. So we're never going to say this is a strategy that's going to be a holy grail, but you see a lot of traders trading and following volume because there's a lot of, that's where the activity happens. Danny, go ahead. So basically the first trade I took that you saw that I lost 3,000 on, right? Was this short down here, okay? And mainly because I thought we were going to chop up through this volume and just, fill this whole imbalance and head down and break all these levels. And, we have that CPI, we have a gap right now that created from the CPI data. And my whole analysis did was, right, we end up breaking all these key levels. We're going to go in and fill. And that's why I took the swing last night, the short. I was short all the way. And then, I took the short over here. I had an early entry. I was supposed to, you see my BOS level right here, right? Yeah. That was supposed to be my entry. I had an early entry thinking that it was going to happen. It was just intuition, right? Guys, he's trading the NASDAQ. He's talking about the NASDAQ right now, just so those are asking. Yeah. So based on the 5-minute too, it looked the same thing, right? We see these wicks, but at this point, when we ended up coming down, forming these wicks, that's when I got out at 50 ticks. And I said, okay, dude, we're probably going to head above these high volume areas, high volume nods, right? I'm just gonna wait for news to come out. It was about 6:50, right? So I waited about 10 minutes till news came out. Once news came out, I saw the market pump, but you know, and I know that we can't react off our first emotion. You know what I mean? Okay, especially on news. You react on first, it's gonna have a pullback. Wait for the balance to happen. Wait for the market to find direction, then go ahead and fill that imbalance. And that's what I did here. So news came out at 7, right? Market pumped crazy. I don't go in the trade. I wait a little bit. I wait a couple minutes, and then as soon as you see this balance, it's a 15-second time frame. I know, okay? But I can't look. I would have totally missed a good entry if I'm looking at a 1 minute.
right? 15-second allowed me to get in earlier, more towards the bottom, and having a tighter stop loss. And then it also allowed me to add where I wanted to add more, because I added 30 contracts on this play. You know what I mean?
You had 30 on.
Yes, I had 15 initially, but added 15 more when I saw that. So look at the 15-second. I can't see this on the 1 minute. I can see this on the 15-second though. So on this pullback, I added on this red candle right here when we started creating all this right here, and this had this little pullback. I added on this pump right here.
Yep.
I had a 50-tick stop loss. So my stop was somewhere around this area, a hard stop, right? I had a hard stop around this area. And the market just kept chilling here. So this stop loss to me was perfect. I wasn't worried about this. If I lost, I would have lost. I didn't add the other 15 until we created this right here. So you see this? We started getting higher. Yep. So at that point, I was like, okay, I'm going to add another 15. Added my other 15, right? I didn't like that it was stalling, but the 5-minute also showed, you know, because I look at multiple time frames too. I'm not just looking at the you know.
What you go? Do you go back? This is daily. That you always no. Hold on, not daily. What do you go back in the morning? You go from like a daily down to like all the way down. I can always call it in outer space. You go all the way to your front door, your house.
Yeah. I go from the 4-hour all the way to the 15-second time frame.
There you go.
So take a look. The 5 minutes pumping. We want to break this high. Once we break this high, which was this whole thing right here, that you kind of see right here, right? We're blasting off, man, and we're going into that 90-minute. That's my whole plan. You know, so I told, you know, everyone on my team, I said, guys, it's stalling right now. You know, let's play it safe. If we end up breaking, so I ended up moving my hard stop from this area all the way to the low of this candle.
Oh, so you trail your stops?
I don't trail it, but I added more. So I got to move it up. It's got to make sense. You know what I mean? I'm not going to keep a 50-tick stop loss with, you know, 30 contracts. You know, absolutely not. You know what I mean? I got to move it up.
So you're in at 30 contracts, and it now comes up to 16:022. That's what time? That's this morning, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's what Deanna was talking about. The 22s, I got short, and right there, I got stopped out around the 40 or 40s or something. But you have a position on right now. You're long.
Yeah. So my entry with everything in total was about with adding and everything was, I think it was at 17.
God damn you. You know what? I was short. I was short from 15s while you're long 30 lots from 16s. All right, guys. There's a reason why we bet. There's a reason why I started TopStep is to find traders that are better than I am and can see the market better than I am, more disciplined than I am, and that actually can trade more size than I am because I found my sweet spot. Danny, okay, you're long 30. You're trading,
man. It's come all the way up, you know, and you see it in the video. I'm gonna post on my Instagram later too. But you see it, we pumped all the way up into that 90-minute level.
Yep.
And when we pumped it to 90-minute level, I just sold, right? Because 100 tick, 1 to 2 risk to reward. Just got to sell it. We ended up coming. At one point, I was up like $17,000 on this trade, but I did not do. This came back pretty fast, you know. So I ended up just selling it up $10,000 on the day, and then I called it a day for me. No more, you know. But we had a lot more entries here. I probably have to redo my charts right now, you know. But man,
so you were short or you were long from 15s or 16s at about the 9 o'clock Chicago time, or
yep. That's
all right. So I want you guys to flip to my screen really quick, and this is where I got short the 14s, just so we're all on the same page. There's transparency game that I always like to play here. So I got short around the 17s, 14s, 13s. And I got stopped out on that rip higher, and then you covered where on your longs?
About 17. I can pull up the exact spot I got in at.
I mean, you covered on them. What'd you get out?
Oh, I got out at the top. So at literally at the 90-minute level that I had, I got out. So yeah, my entry, I can see it right here. I'm pulled in. So you're I got in at 18. Sorry, I got in at 18. 18 was my exact entry.
Give or take it. Give or take a handle.
18 was my exact entry with 30 contracts. Stop loss very, very tight. I think it was about 15, 20 tick stop loss. You know, because I'm playing 30 cons, I can't be playing 50 tick stop loss.
No, that gets really scary. Yeah.
You know, so you know.
But then you catch it. Then you catch it, and now you're sitting in 30 contracts on a runner, right?
Yes, 30 contracts on runners, but I sold the whole thing at the top. I wasn't gonna take a chance no more. Last night, after I made I'm back obviously in profit. I'm up about, even though you see 10K with everything, Topstep and my live account, I'm up about $4,000 today.
Yeah. So a lot of risk, but at the same time, you stay convicted. You got yourself out of the position. Like, guys, big traders will trade crazy. Some people on here will be like, this crazy trade, that's lunatic. You know how many? And John Hoagland will be on here this week, and Eddie will be on again tomorrow. And we'll talk about some of the biggest traders in the S&P pits and the Dow pits. These guys would trade. Looking at it, you're like, that's crazy shit. But there's a certain level of intestinal fortitude, guts, grit, that these individuals can go into markets with. Now they're going to have bigger swings. They're going to have, but their mental capacity can handle those. Again, I didn't like to have $3,000 or more than $3,000 type of swings, because I knew I could pull myself out of $3,000 losing day. That wasn't something I was that was something I was very confident I could do. Now, Danny, again, guys, you will see him trade bigger. To each its own. This is how Danny trades, and we have other traders that will trade bigger like that too. It's not my cup of tea, may not be yours, but you're learning on how they go through it. So he's long 30 contracts from the 18 area, 16018. You saw that pop if you guys are tuning in earlier today, and he caught it. I was getting stopped out, so my shorts were. Well, I was buying into that. So clearly, I probably bought into Danny covering his long position. so either way, trade like that and you pull out $4,000, it's still kick-ass. Even if you pull out a break even from a start of that day, it's still kick-ass, because you kept your stops were pretty tight that you started, you didn't trail it, but you moved it up according to you on that one. Yeah. So all in all, now where's your head at? You just traded like that today. Tomorrow, do you kind of pull back and slow down a little bit? Do you feel like you're seeing the markets well, or what's next?
Same size with my live account. Stick to the plan. Topstep account, I'll be trading 5 to 10 contracts. Shooting, obviously, if I'm doing 5, I'm shooting for because my loss limit on the Topstep account, even though I don't want to use all of it, is 6,000. Yeah. My goal is to have. If I do 10 cons, it's a $2,000 risk. I'm only going to be risking 4K a day to make 5K. You know what I mean? I'm going to be risking 2K to make 5K, and that's 2 dubs. It's a 10K day right there. You know what I mean? And I'm not risking a lot,
Hold on. Two dubs, 2 W's. Is that what I love your
hell yeah.
2 cons, 30 cons, 2 dubs. I love it.
2 dubs, and that's a 10K right there. That's how I see it. I mean, 2 dubs, that's a 10K. Follow my plan, stick to my rules, and I'm good.
All right, so following your plan, you did 4K. What do you do next besides you just came on here with me? But what does your day typically end at as far as, like, is there a certain time you're typically always closing the door on or shutting things down, and then what do you do next?
I try to looking for swing opportunities now, okay. or big trade opportunities that I could possibly hold. Like, the momentum's going to keep pushing up. That's kind of what I look for. So right now, I don't know if you guys can see my screen, right? But we're in a 4 hour. So, but with this kind of momentum, see, that's the thing. People that trade supply and demand, they think just because we're in a supply zone, they're going to short the market. That's not the case at all. A lot of times, that supply zone will start creating new demand into that supply zone, and we'll end up breaking key areas, and we'll keep moving up, especially on a trending day like this. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You got to be careful, So I tell people, just because you guys see supply doesn't mean you got to short the market. A lot of times you're going to see me long in supply.
Okay, so talk to me about right now. We're on the highs of the day, both S&P and NASDAQ. You're already up on the day. Do you preserve one account, lock that in? Do you have another account that's a personal brokerage account that you're doing swing in? Do you swing in a Topstep Live? I don't know how much of Mick and the risk management team gave you a thumbs up on, but guys, again, we will give you a thumbs up. You build up your account, we'll let you hold positions, we'll let you move from X amount of lots to X amount of lots up or down. Our whole goal is to help keep you in that sweet spot of your trading. But then if you go cold or if you go off, we're going to be there to talk to you about it and ask you, is there something that you want to change or do or adjust on our end of it? Just let us know. So now you're on your highs of the day. We're on our highs of the day. NASDAQ. What are you thinking right now? Is it the end of your trading day? You have a swing strategy that you've been kind of looking at implementing? What do you see right now? You have a 4-hour chart as well.
So yeah, because I'm looking at the higher time frame. So basically, based off a 4-hour time frame right now, we do have a supply, but it's very weak. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So if we end up breaking through these, for example, let's go on a 5-minute time frame very quick. I have to redo my charts because I usually chart a range. You know what I mean? So right now, it'd be nice if, you know, fake out of the high, have a pullback, and then continue the upside. Unless based off a 5-minute, if we end up breaking around this area over here, you know, short to fill the imbalance below, you know. But I never play. I know there's a lot of people that play the breakout, you know, the breakout low, breakout high. I don't do that, dude. It always fakes out. You know what I mean? Sometimes, yeah, I'll go through, but most of the time, like, you break the high about 2-3 points, and then you have a massive pullback. You know, that's why I never played the breakout of the low or the breakout of the high, dude. It's so dangerous, you know. So, and if it moves, it moves, right? You'll get the pullback at some point, you know. Like, for example, here we're gonna see what we have going on, but we kind of form this kind of structure level. So this is kind of my breakout structure. We're gonna play the downside, you know. Okay. So I'm watching this level. Are we gonna pull back, or are we gonna pull back into this 4-hour level here, where the start of the 4-hour is? And then start bouncing up again. So these are 2 levels I'm looking at, right? Because again, the stock is moving higher. We are in a 4-hour. Do we pull back into this 4-hour 16.062, you know, or 16.054? And do we break through and fill the imbalance back down, back maybe into that 3-hour over there? Or because it's weak. I mean, take a look at the 5-minute. We don't really have anything that's going to stop us down. You know, if we end up coming down, we end up coming down. You know, so if we break this level, you just got to do it. A lot of people wouldn't do it because we're pumping, you know what I mean? But believe it or not, the reason I win most of my trades is because I just act. I don't even think about it, man.
Well, Deanna was on this morning talking about fast reactions or fast thought processing. Over the weekend, I'm watching a lot of football, and you hear about great athletes can process the playing field very, very fast and make decisions. And then they make decisions, of course, that are they're decisive, but they're also good decisions because they end up, you know, performing at a high level. Is that what's your strength? Give me that, and what's your weakness?
What's my strength and what's my weakness in the
market? It sounds like you could process stuff pretty quickly. Sounds like you have some patience to you. I don't know.
I think that's a strength. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I lose money. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna trip out over freaking. I'll make it back later.
I used to always think trading was like, you got to be okay with money coming in one hand and leaving the other hand, but you never want it to leave more than money coming in one hand. But it may happen. But like, money flows through you as an individual, as a trader. It will flow through you, which means you'll take it out of the markets and you'll put it back in the markets. But in general, a good trader keeps, of course, more in their pocket than they do give back to the markets. Yep,
that's true. So here it goes. Look, back in that 4-hour area, kind of where I was talking about. Let's see the reaction though, because we are on a. That's the 4-hour I kind of want to retest right here.
Yep.
See, we're gonna bounce back up from here. You know, that's why I had that line. Or do we break through? I wouldn't act yet until I see a couple candles form.
And on what chart?
All my charts. So I got to see it on the 5-minute, got to see it on the 1-minute. So see, the 5-minute looks like it wants to bounce here, but the 1-minute still struggling a little bit. You see that?
Yeah. Does forming mean? I mean, 1 minute can open and close, open and close. What's a form mean after X amount of close? After X amount of candle?
I wait till the candle looks right. All the candles.
Right or ripe?
Right. They look right. So, for example, look at this 5-minute. We were stalling here, right?
Yep.
But these all look right because, again, we had those wicks pumping up and we were balancing out. Then we ended up pumping, you know? Right now, even though you might have a candle that goes up like this, like I said, dude, never play the breakout. You're always going to get faked out on the breakout.
Do you know how many people play the breakout? Rookie traders, new traders, because it looks like it's going to be the play. But, yeah, go ahead.
It's not the play. But so we have one area right here, okay? If we break through this area, that could be a short opportunity. For example, we break below this 4-hour, could fill this imbalance all the way into this area. So these are the main 3 areas I'd be looking at right now. Here, okay? Okay.
So he says here 60, the 60s, 16060 area in the 16054 area.
And then, you know, if we might, so there are a couple of scenarios I'd be looking at, especially if the market was more volatile. So one scenario would be we do break this area, we come back, retest, and then pull through down here, or we break this area, pull through. We could just pull through this area pretty fast because on a 5-minute, take a look, there's not really anything that's going to stop us from moving to the downside. And you've seen how crazy the market's been acting past couple of weeks. So I wouldn't be surprised if we just dumped, you know, but we gotta find the right place. So for me right now, still price is still chilling.
So you're not talking yourself into anything right now, but you're definitely have a plan. This is your plan. This is you, quarterback underneath the center, looking at the defense and saying, well, this is what I'm thinking, but things are starting to shift. Maybe we should shift and call an audible. I'm not saying you're calling an audible, but you're just reading the situation in a way that you're letting the market come to you. That's how I'm reading this. Is that what you're kind of saying here? With the different, yeah.
And I'll take a trade, you know, once I see it. But right now I don't see it just yet. But for example, take a look at this, right? Let's say I go in long right now. Okay, this is the way I look at it. The long doesn't make sense just yet, but let's say I were to go in the long right now. This is what I tell myself. Okay, let's say I would get an average entry maybe around this area. You know, let's say I got an entry around this area. Oh, that's a 15 tick stop. Okay, I'll break that. I'll take that. That's 15 ticks. That's not gonna hurt me. You know, if it stops me out, I'll find another trade. Okay, cool. That's a key area right there. Okay. Okay, now let's say I want to play a short. Now the short doesn't make sense because again, we have this whole wick demand zone here. You know, but so if I were to play a short, you know, I probably get stopped out on that.
So right now, I know it's only like it was trading 60s, and you were looking at the 60s down here, and now it popped off of it very, very early.
I would enter.
You'd enter for what?
Once we break above this level, I would enter longs.
Oh, but above that level, which would have been 64, 65.
Yeah, enter the trade, hold the trade, break the high. And all
right, and as you're seeing it is rallying back up to the 70s. It's on our highs of the day again. So that level right there would have, geez, there's a rip higher, there's a stop higher, there's a wick. So that's a stop. Those are stop runs, in my opinion.
I would keep my stop down here. I think it has the opportunity to keep going. And if it comes down, it comes down. You know what I mean? You get stopped at 20 ticks, but that's kind of my trade idea for the day. Obviously, I would like more volatility, more strength to continue this move to the upside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I trade at 640. You know, a lot of times you don't have enough action to just keep this price moving, you know, but people like slower. Some people like slower markets. You know what I mean? The reason I like fast markets is because the move happens so fast. I'm able to react pretty fast. So now the goal here is to retest this high into, again, retest the high into a pump higher now, right? That'd be my goal right now is I want to retest this high. I move my stop loss up into profit at this point. Maybe around this area. If it stops me out, I don't lose anything, especially because I'm trading heavy, you know? So that would kind of be my idea. That'd be a breaker structure. And this would be my stop somewhere around this area. Or at this point, we went to break even. If it's this slow of a market, if it's a fast market, I leave it and let it go. 50 ticks is going to rip just like that, you know what I mean? So.
Okay, so where would your stop have been again on the 60, entering the 64? So bounced off that 60 level, bounced off. You said you would have entered the 64s on that white on that line. Yeah, right. Right there.
Yeah, the structure here.
Yeah,
we broke structure. You enter that trade. You know
okay, broke structure. That's BOS, right?
Yeah, BOS.
Okay.
So once you break structure, you enter the trade. You let the trade ride. You know,
got it.
You keep moving your stop loss as we go up and up. So, I still think this has potential to the upside. You know, we'll see what happens right now.
So where would your stop be right now if you were still long?
I'll probably enter a trade right now. So check it out.
All right, I just put 3 on. I'm going with you.
You're going in the longs right now?
I'm long 67s.
Okay. I'm gonna wait a little more.
God bless you. You know what? I'm doing this for Tradertainment because I got one of our big traders, live traders on here.
There you go.
Yeah, and he's saying what he's doing, and I'm putting on that.
Yeah, I got you. There you go. You hear that order fill, guy? 15 pounds on. Okay. I trust it. I think it's gonna keep pumping. I think it has moved to the upside. If I get stopped out, that's okay. we gotta let this keep going. I think it might ride all day, you know.
Okay, so while Danny's telling us about this trade, I got 10 on right now, and I'm going to handle this or hold this until my stop loss is around $3,000. But I'm going to see what this is Danny's position. Switch to mine, guys. I'm long with him right now. 10 cars, Danny, not cons. 10 cars, and I'm going to hold this position with you.
You're in 10 cons.
10 cons right now. Yep, down here you can see it right here. 10 lots right now on the 69s. Yeah, high of the day. Could call it psychopath trading, but I'm going with my buddy Danny, and I heard him talk his trade out. I like it. I'm going to see if this is going to play out. I'm willing.
Down at 58. Okay.
Stop down at 58. Where's my target?
Yeah, your target. You don't have a target. You have a 50 tick target first. Once you hit 50 ticks, move it to break even. 1-to-1 risk to reward. What was your entry?
It's 69s now. I averaged in.
Oh, you got more?
Yeah. I put 2 on, then 3 on, and then I'm doing this for tradertainment purposes because I like to trade with you, Danny. I'm risking $3,000 on this regardless, and I'll take 3,000 out of this if it rips.
$3,000, then cool. Okay.
3. Well, I'm doing a 1-to-1 on your trade on the high side.
Like if you want to have a 50 tick stop loss, go ahead and have a 50 tick stop loss, right?
I'm 1-to-1 right now, man. I got no Ferraris on the Christmas list right now.
Stop loss, 50 tick win. We already follow our plan. You know, the goal would have been to enter down here.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, we missed it. Who cares? We're in this trade right now. I'm currently up $900 right now, 15 cons. You know, so we'll see. You know, let it rip. They say let it rip. You know.
Well, they say rip it and tick it. No, yeah. They don't. I've never heard anybody say that. But hey. Okay, so we have our mine's $3,000 loss limit on this one. I'm long 10. I'm going with you on this one. But while we're having this position on, because there's really nothing we can do unless information changes, I want you to tell me this. But really quickly, we have your Instagram up here. We have everything up here. You have 164,000 followers. You're fun to watch. You trade size. You're crazy with stuff. You're a great family man. You got a great story. What other influencers, and futures trading only, futures trading influencers, do you like? And then I'm going to ask you another question of which other ones would you like to go head to head on? I just want to understand who you like in the space. I know there are some ones that you liked that you came out with in Vegas when we did the trader meetup. Kind of getting an idea of who you like out there helps us understand, this is who he hangs out with, so to speak.
I like Isaac Suffering. You know, you guys got him on your team, man. He's definitely a partner of ours and he crushes it. He has a great community too. Yeah, Isaac is badass. I like Isaac a lot, man. I relate with him in a lot of aspects of kind of the training circle, so yeah. He's a cool guy.
Guys, throw Isaac's Instagram or whatever, his YouTube in here too, so everybody get an idea.
Who else do I like? I don't really pay attention to a lot of players, so I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's gonna be my other question. Like, how much of these people do you follow or watch or whatever?
But I don't really pay attention to them. Look at that pump, man.
It's going, but we need to take the top off the defense, as Randy Moss always said.
Hey, we gotta let them play this ride.
Okay, who would you want to go head to head with? If you wanted to take on another influencer, you're like, man, I don't know. I think whatever. And it's nothing personal. It's like you're a boxer. Who would you want to be in the ring with? That's a better question.
I would want to be in the ring with Patrick.
Patrick Whelan?
Patrick, yeah.
If I could put a war on the shore together, Patrick, this is just you guys are big guys in the space. It'd be fun to have you on here with fast markets. I would moderate, so nobody's taking anything personal. But if I could put this fight together, and it's not really a fight, if I could be the Don King of this one, that would be fun for me.
Man, I've been boxing since I was 15.
Well, how about this? Nobody's doing low blows on my head-to-head in the ring with DannysTrades and PW. I don't know if he's down with it or not. We'll ask him. He's a buddy. He's a cool cat. We'll see what he says.
I saw his live. He keeps saying he wants to box people.
Oh, then you want to box him as well?
He wants to box people. So he wants the.
Oh man, if we could do a cage match or a boxing match and a head-to-head trading.
I was 3-0. So.
All right. Well, let's let my team figure out what we can do. Hey, thanks. This is the bell was ringing. This is 11 o'clock hour, and we are going to we're going to cut out. But Danny, I'm going to keep this long on.
Let me show you video very quick. Let me show you a video.
Yeah. Bring it to your screen real quick.
We got the.
Oh, hold on. Put it right there. Woo. That's you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, look at how quick you are.
Yes, sir.
I would get my ass kicked by you.
All right. All right, man.
All right, my friend.
I
like how you talk about the markets. I like this position, how you talked it out. It is a quiet day, but let's play ball, and we'll see if we can get you. I want to get you on here for fast markets in general. When I do fast markets,
I like to live trade. You know, every time you guys do live trading here, maybe pick up some faster, more volatile type of. Hey, let the trade run. Make your money, then walk away. All right.
Done and done, my friend. All right. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for being a power player. And trade well, my friend.
You too, man. Thank you.